big time.
It is. You
It's a
never
big
even thought.
accomplishment.
You never even thought we were gonna get here.
You?
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 Me and you.
Okay. Me too. Hey, what's going on, folks? We are back. Can you believe it? This is the season finale of the behind the scenes footage of Going the Distance with NikoRox, our podcast that we're sharing with you.
Season 1.
Season 1. I can't believe it's come to an end.
I know.
We are wrapping up our story. We truly hope that you've really enjoyed the message, the love that we've been sharing with you guys. And really, we would love ideas to maybe what we should do for season 2, because there will be a season 2.
No doubt.
But nonetheless, we're about to jump into the podcast. Again, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell.
So that you know whenever we release not only an episode but all the other YouTube content that you've been enjoying and that you've been seeing from us.
Correct.
Thank you all.
And enjoy.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Going the Distance with NikoRox. I'm your host Roxanne, aka Roxizzle, and I'm joined by my husband and co-host Nikolai Rowe.
We are in the building.
Going the Distance is a space where we share our personal story and the ins and outs of long distance dating.
Long distance dating it is. Man. Can you believe it, Bubs? This is our
10.
season.
No, I'm lying.
11th episode.
Yeah.
And this is our season finale.
Season 1 finale.
Yeah, and it's sweet and sad at the same time.
Bittersweet.
Bittersweet.
That's the word.
Because, no, sweet and sad. Make my own stuff, whatever.
Okay. As you do.
And it's great that we were finally able to, put this thing into motion and roll this out. But then also sad because then it's like, what are we going to do for season 2?
No, we know what we're going to do.
That's where you guys come in. So comment any type of ideas, things that you would like to hear from us for a season 2 is always nice.
Yeah, as part of season 2, each episode, it will be a slightly different approach. So season 2, I foresee it being a little bit of storytelling as well included in each episode, but maybe each episode has a specific focus on something that affects not only long distance relationships, but relationships in general.
I love it. See, guys,
so
the boo's got it figured out already.
Well, we learn as we go.
No clue, but that sounds good to me. So, guys and gals, everybody, we left off with the infamous COVID-19 had just hit, and we kind of just got shut down. Everything was on the up and up. Roxy was starting to work, and the ball was starting to roll.
Yep.
He was just signed with a new agency, our agency. Then we kind of just got smacked in the face like everybody else.
Like, pump the brakes. Don't get too carried away. I know you thought 2020 was going to be yours, and you had all these goals and dreams. For me, even a backlog, because mine was like a combination of 2018 and 2019 in 2020.
The craziest thing about it, for me, it started off as seeing Instagram videos of people in Asia passing out, just like dying suddenly.
Yeah, I remember those. Like the viral videos.
The viral videos. People just randomly dying, and people talking about this COVID-19 and how it's spreading like a wildfire. I just remember checking the temperature of just the environment. Nobody was taking this thing
on this side of the world.
Yeah, nobody was taking this thing seriously. And even when I was driving, because I was driving Uber, And all the passengers that would get in the car,
were speaking about it.
They would speak about it. We honestly, mutually, we would kind of joke about it. Or are you a germaphobe? Fun. Like, do you need to wear a mask? And gradually, I noticed how serious it was getting. One, because of just the cases that kept coming up.
Numbers were increasing.
The numbers were just skyrocketing. I just was thinking, this is not something to play with, which like led me to stop driving.
Wait, did you stop driving before the order was in place, out of choice or force?
It was by choice, because I feel like it's technically essential, so I didn't really have to ever stop. But out of the sanity of my mother and you, but I don't think you weren't as worried about it. But my mom for sure was like, Nico, please just don't drive.
Yeah.
So
exposing yourself at the end of the day then exposes us.
Right. Before we really were educated on this virus, I just wasn't worried about it because, one, I never get sick. My immune system is really strong. I just believe that if I were to get it, that it would blow over and I would be fine.
So you could have had it.
I could have had it. I didn't think it was that serious until I started to realize how contagious it was and how asymptomatic you could be and then be spreading it to others. So totally. that was my biggest concern. I just stopped driving altogether. So that had been this has been a little bit of a transition. These have been 5 months.
Well, yeah. It hasn't been a huge transition in terms of being confined to the home space, because if we aren't working, we home anyway. And the type of work that we do, we have the luxury of being home. Mm. So in that sense, it wasn't too much of an environmental change for us.
It was quite funny to see how it's kind of ironic to our story of going the distance with NikoRox, because with lockdown, we started to see a shift in like the excitement of the Zoom meetings or the Zoom party sessions and people talking about, oh, like I'm having this virtual meeting and it's so cool. And me and you were just looking at people or just laughing to ourselves like, please, honey, like this is been there, done that. And then it was funny because then you started to see the memes of people driving each other stir crazy.
Yep. Whoever you cohabitating with.
Yeah,
just if they had the choice to go and leave the house or go back to the work environment or just leave, they would choose that.
Right.
As opposed to staying home with either their significant others or their family members.
I mean, I don't know if it's still the freshness of us being under the same roof, but honestly, like, this is not even to like toot your horn or like to toot the horn of our relationship, but I never felt that much of a stress or a strain of being around each other all the time like that. Did you? I mean, we get on each other's nerves just like
totally
naturally.
Yes, sir.
But not but you doing something that bothers me or I do something that bothers you. Absolutely. It's not from the confinement of being in the same space.
No.
And so I've actually really enjoyed the time of being home, just being able to spend time with you and Yaz. I think the biggest struggle for me, just personally, was just the uncertainty of, workflow, when were the auditions going to
all the things that are outside of your control.
Right, and I like to have control. And I
more than me?
I think so. No?
No.
You like to be?
Yes.
But you leave everything up to God.
That's true. But I do like to be in control of the things that I can.
That you think you're in control of.
Yeah, I do. It's a false perception a lot of the time, but it's work, the work element.
Right.
That I feel like I'm on top of it.
Got it. Yeah, so just the uncertainty of work, how long this was going to be, when was the industry going to open back up again? When were we going to be able to go back to just normal lives?
Yeah.
That was strange, and it's still strange. But I knew from the beginning that as much as I wasn't afraid of me getting sick, I just didn't think, I always thought that it was much bigger, or it was moving into the direction of being much longer and drawn out than the media were making it seem. Like they were trying to just keep the sanity of the people. Like they were doing it in bits, like, oh, another month. I mean, like back in March.
Are you saying that you saw it happening before they announced it, or?
Yeah, I just saw it. I was like,
even though you never thought it was as serious.
Well, because once I knew the deciding measure of when they were going to open things up, based off having to see the spike drop, I knew for a fact it was going to be much longer than they were saying it was.
Okay.
So once they had tests, obviously those numbers are going to go up.
But the numbers were also being altered. So if people were falling ill or if people were dying, some of the hospitals were just almost marking as though, oh, let's just say that it's because of COVID.
Yeah, I did hear that for funding, that they were getting funding. I was starting to gear up and prepare for it to be much longer. And here we are
it's still 6 months now? How many months?
6 months.
By the time you, excuse me, by the time you watch this episode,
maybe life will have resumed.
We haven't touched on it in any of the previous episodes because we were just so focused on the timeline of our story and our personal journey, and we didn't. Okay. Why?
I'm nervous.
Why?
I don't know. It's hot summertime.
It is super hot. You may have noticed our behind the scenes footage on YouTube ended up staying with filming at night as opposed to during the day. So in order for that to still run smoothly, we shut all the windows, switch off the fans, trying to get that clean sound. But now Mr.'s struggling over here.
What if? Getting back on track, sorry about that. We are getting ready to go on a trip to San Francisco for my good friend's baby shower. It was like the first experience of going to a Costco. Talk about that.
Oh, whoa. Firstly, for our listeners and our viewers who don't know, Costco is it's an American wholesaler.
Yes.
That's what it is. Like a huge warehouse where you can go and get anything.
Produce,
they sell clothing.
Yeah, pretty much everything, yeah.
So in South Africa,
just in
it
bulk.
would be the equivalent of a macro or trade center. That's what Costco is. I'd always heard about Costco, but never, and driven past it, but never been inside. And the difference, though, between shopping at Costco and maybe shopping at Macro or one of the wholesale stores in South Africa is that you have to have a membership.
For Costco, you have to have a membership.
So an ordinary civilian can't just walk in and purchase something unless they're registered and they have a Costco card.
Correct.
Okay. So that's not how it is. As far as I know, I may be mistaken, but as far as I remember, shopping at those warehouses in Cape Town, I don't remember us having a membership to shop there. We got our membership this year, and we went to get a larger quantity of supplies than shopping at the usual grocery store, and this was during the lockdown. Just within the first month. We had seen the lines outside the store before.
It wasn't a line to get in.
It was moving. Even though there was a lot of people, the parking lot was insane.
Right.
Actually, before even getting out of the car, I almost got into a little bit of not an altercation. Like Nico was driving his car. I had found a spot. But this guy in
he thought you stole
a luxury vehicle thought I stole his. He was about to come for me. I'm just like,
yo, the protection in me.
I called you immediately because I knew that you were parking the car, but he was holding his hand on the hood at me the whole time and blocking me at the back of the car. I just
started running towards
Firstly,
where you were
sir,
at.
Please don't come for me. Do not, because I know how to defend myself. But secondly, my husband is now going to be
Yo, I just started running.
Oh my gosh. But then by the time you got there, it was gone.
Yo, my
boss got bottom.
My boss got bottom.
I know.
Ooh,
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
So we get inside the store, and The line spanned from the cashier, from the checkout in the front of the store, all the way to the back of this. This line was disrespectful, is what I call it. Because no one has any business being in lines that long. It's not end of days, but the mentality, however, at all of the stores was as though it was.
The zombie apocalypse had just hit.
Lord have
I've
mercy.
never seen...
You've been in Costco before,
but not like that.
You've never seen it like that.
No
This was
way.
my first time, so I'm scarred for life.
And at the beginning, before you know the seriousness, like, it's comical. You got people stacking toilet paper up to the ceiling.
Well, those were the top
car.
5 things. The top 5 things that were sold out at all the stores was the water, bottled water, toilet paper, and all the ingredients that that's required to make bread. I couldn't find self-raising flour for 5 months.
Yeah.
That's insane to me. I mean, okay, great, we're baking. I'm here for it. But seriously, I couldn't understand that. So, seeing this monstrosity of a line, we decided within a few seconds that we had to split the difference and our energy. So Nico decided to stay in the line, and Mrs. over here, who's in Costco for the first time, decides to go and get the things that we intended to get.
It was genius. The whole grocery time took 40 minutes, but I was, right when we got in there, I started waiting in the line, so it would have been double that.
Yeah, for sure. And then it's just, I guess, another mission to get through everybody that's already in the line with their carts, with their trolleys. And here I come with mine, like, excuse me, I need to get to the front. And everyone's giving me the side eye.
Yo,
like
and I was all the way in the front.
I'm like, don't come for me, y'all. Jeez. By the time, just in the space of me getting what we needed from the store and getting to the front of the line, there were 2 fights in the store. And this is even between male and female over some bologna or something at the deli section. Craziness. Anyways, that was Costco. I haven't been back since.
After that, we took a trip to San Francisco for your birthday.
No, for your friend.
No, but it was like a dual thing.
We
made a weekend of it.
2 birds with 1 stone.
Right.
But if he didn't have his baby shower,
we would have done something.
But we wouldn't have gone to San Francisco.
Maybe not San Francisco, but we would have done something. We were supposed to do a big trip for Roxy's 30th. But with the flights and everything getting affected, we decided to postpone that with all the uncertainty. My friend was having his first child, and we decided to drive up to San Francisco, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. He actually got us connected with a really nice hotel in the San Francisco area, right next to the Giant Stadium, and we had a lovely weekend. And it was, that period of time was so funny because it was the transitional period of
what?
Of some people back up, keep your space.
Oh yeah.
Some people wanting to hug.
It was really awkward.
It was super awkward. You didn't know what the rules were. Are we fist pounding?
Elbows?
Are we still hugging?
Shoulders.
So it was kind of that back and forth, like, okay, how comfortable are you? Are you not comfortable?
The streets were really empty, and I know, even though it was my first time in San Francisco, I know that that's definitely not how it usually is.
Oh, in San
For
Francisco.
the streets to be that empty, it was almost as if
it was like
town.
I am Legend. Yeah. Streets were just empty, and if anybody's been, just think of any big city that you've been to, it's never ghost town like that. And we got so fortunate because the day that we left to drive back to Los Angeles, San Francisco actually closed down the city.
Yep, they went into lockdown that day. We
Complete
got
lockdown.
to get out.
So
before we get stuck here.
I remember my friend calling to check on me saying, hey, did you guys make it out? Because the whole city's on a shutdown. We made it by the hair on our...
Chinny chin chin.
Right.
For all of our YouTube videos, the last outro clip is a short video of Nico, Yasmin, and I. And those videos actually were all shot in San Francisco. So we need to roll out some more of those video clips, because we happened to meet a photographer slash videographer on one of our like tourist trips during the day, and he literally just shot us in the street. So the footage that we have from that is pretty dope.
Yeah, and then with our daughter, we had pulled her out of school
just for the one day
because we were taking this trip.
Just for the Friday.
Right. And then when we come back, we find out that they do the transitional learning, that they're going to be at home.
Well, yeah.
Not so transitional, just at home.
We decided to keep out of school on the Friday and the Monday. And Tuesday she would go back to school. And she was excited because it's a nice long weekend for her. But by the time we got back, they had sent out the email to say the schools in LA County were all gonna be shut down.
Yeah.
So
to all my parents out there, how was that experience for you to have your children home all day, having to, do lessons? Were
homeschooling essentially?
Essentially homeschooling. Was your school pretty thorough? Did they just give you a bunch of schoolwork and just kind of make you figure it out? I definitely would be interested to know what your guys' experience
with that was.
How was it for you?
The first week, once the school had closed, they kind of left the ball in our court and they said, you know what, things are really uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen moving forward, but try and set up a sort of schedule for your child or children and do what you can with the resources you have. There wasn't any pressure. And you took it upon yourself to create that schedule for Yasmin.
That's my dad and me. Just trying to give her as much structure as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I know if it's left to her, or just probably any child, they're just going to choose the easy route or the fun route. I just wanted to have a nice timeline of daily tasks to give her some structure, and just to help her monitor the day, which it didn't last very long.
It lasted the first week, but by the following week the school was like, okay, so this is what's going to happen. They were really proactive, and I feel like that is not something that everybody would have had access to, that all schools would have had. Not only the infrastructure, but the willingness of the educators to want to be that involved. Because not only are schools having to figure out what to do, but teachers are human beings too. So what about their families? What happens when they're home? They're trying to figure things out themselves. And we have a lot of support from the school that Yasmin's in. So I do feel like that was and that is one of the top reasons why I love the school, but also a very favorable position to be in, that they were that fast in response to what was happening and how much support they offered us. And then they came in with the schedules and Zoom meeting times and the kids getting access to iPads. And if you don't have access to Wi-Fi, one of the service or network providers were going to be able to sort that family out, or so that the children have access to it. But that's not something everybody has access to. So that was our experience, and we were quite surprised at how well Yasmin adjusted. The first 2.5 weeks was a little bit of getting used to. But by the time it was the third week in, Yasmin was waking up by herself.
Because we still had 3 months, 2 months left of school.
Yeah, the school closed in May, so
end of May.
It was about a month and a half.
Month and a half.
But she really stepped up to the plate. I feel like
she was great.
I was surprised at her level of responsibility and accountability. We saw her do most of her assignments without being asked.
There was one hiccup with the math.
With math.
That like a whole week went by and she didn't do it, and I wasn't too happy about it.
Yeah.
So after that conversation, she made up all the work, which was great. She didn't allow that to go to the wayside. And then from there forward, she was on top of everything. And I mean, she's only 12, but a big thing that we try to do is make her be self-sufficient in terms of being comfortable with asking questions. Like if there's something
you don't
understand, that's why you have teachers. Ask them. Not even that I don't want to help, because I enjoy helping, but I just want you to get comfortable with being able to ask the teacher, because the teacher has specific hours to answer questions.
Yeah.
They're teaching the assignments. Maybe you're used to the way they teach, but just wanting to have that comfort with asking questions or getting help when you don't know something. I mean, it's so easy to shy away from getting the answers just because we feel some type of way when we don't know something.
Yeah, but even being okay with asking the same question multiple times if you don't understand, even after you've been told 2 or 3 times. It just takes longer for some kids. For some people too. That's basically what happened with school. You ended up being home for the first few weeks. Everything that I was doing came to a complete halt. So there were no longer any public gatherings of more than, I think at first it was 100 people, then it was 50 people, then very quickly it was actually like
10.
But then they were like
nothing.
So there weren't any events at the W Hotel. The ones that were planned all got cancelled. Private parties were also being shut down, or at least the ones that required live music. And what else? Castings were coming to a complete standstill. So they had very quickly reverted to self-tapes, which Nico has been speaking about for the longest time. Just because it's Los Angeles, everything is quite far.
I spoke this into existence. I feel like I did.
Yeah, you did.
Because, I mean,
it should have been this way ages ago, because in LA, the land mass itself isn't that big, but because of the amount of people that are here and the traffic, it's a nightmare just to spend your entire day on the road going to 2 or 3 castings. You spend too much time in traffic, and then you got to pay for parking, and then they see you maybe for 3 or 4 minutes, and then you got a mission all the way back.
And a lot of the times it's not even a performance, it's personality check. They want to see the type of character you have, and they'll ask you silly questions. Yeah. And I've always felt like that's something you can ask me, or I can record over a video or on the phone. Like, that doesn't even make sense. And with technology and just, I mean, you see the transition. I'm just surprised it took something like this for it to move in that direction. So to take one positive, I don't think we're going back in person
auditions. Maybe the auditions, maybe for like chemistry reads,
maybe like second or third audition callbacks. For first one,
but the initial
highly
ones,
doubt it.
If there are any casting directors and production team and clients watching this, we prefer
I'm sure you guys prefer it too.
The self-tapes for convenience. I do, however, like the in-person interaction, the energy, the way that you are able to do things when you are in the studio. I really do enjoy it. But in Los Angeles, it's not feasible. Yeah. So all of that has come to a standstill, but there's still a lot of self-tapes happening. And people are shooting. There is social distancing that tries to be...
That's true.
What's the word? Implicated?
Yeah, they're not allowing,
unnecessary amounts of people.
Smaller amounts of people into the audition room. No more group discussion. It's like one at a time. Yeah. You can't show up early. You have to be within,
your
10-minute window of your call time.
So that was all. I mean, that things did slow down, but that has been the result of, things opening up again. In terms of...
But you've transitioned really fast with the DJing. I feel like that you picked up really fast, just as far as like getting your music in your playlist out there by doing it at home.
That's true. Within the first few weeks, we saw a lot of DJs going live, doing a lot of Instagram lives, doing Twitch, doing whatever streaming platform they use, And I saw that, but I did feel a sense of overwhelm. Like, I don't want to jump on now because everybody's doing it and you don't want to fall through the cracks in a sense. But I started doing it. I felt if I can dedicate one day to when I'm going to do a live set, whether it's 1 hour or 2 hours, then that not only can be something that people can look forward to, but that can also hold me accountable. And that's exactly what it did. It held me accountable in order to show up for myself and show up for the people, because if there's one thing that's helped so many of us during this time, it's been music, it's been entertainment. Entertainers are sometimes or often underrated. The art that they bring, the art that heals people, or that people really need, whether they are aware of it or not. So I was doing this event called House Rules, which I started on a Friday afternoon, and I ran that for 10 consecutive weeks, which I'm really proud of.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that long. Oh, wow.
So after that, I decided to take a little bit of a break because I realized that in order to maintain this and to improve my offering, there's certain things that I want to have to make the audio and the visual experience more pleasurable. So then I ordered a mobile audio interface so that the viewer or the listener is able to experience and hear the sound as clearly as what I am when I'm playing it. And then there was a backlog, and it took my product 2 to 3 months just to arrive.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And then we decided, okay, we're going to sit down and actually put together our podcast and put together our channel, at least give it an outline, a framework in which to start on. Otherwise, we would just keep speaking about it.
When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, right? Like that saying goes. And I honestly feel with all the turmoil that happened with COVID, I can honestly say that we made the best of it, and we continue to be innovative and find ways to
create,
still be, creative. Really, it forced us time with me not working. I have to almost be forced not to work, otherwise I'll just go out there.
That's true.
And it really allowed us to set dates and goals for us to release this podcast and our YouTube channel.
Mind you, we had 2.
Right. And
we had 2 launch dates, which we missed.
But
then eventually.
But when you miss it, then you pick up another one and you try to shoot for that one. And once we got the ball rolling, it really was the catapult to all this. But without this COVID, we may have still dragged our feet with rolling this out and getting this started. And so that was a blessing within itself. And then on top of that, the whole TikTok wave.
I forgot about it.
The whole TikTok wave happened, and
TikTok. Who's still on TikTok?
We started making our videos, and for the first, I don't know about you, but I've never gone viral, but
I have kind of.
We went viral on one of our videos that just grew.
We still don't know why.
Quite rapidly. But it's not even our favorite one, but it caught fire.
Yeah. So within the first 2 weeks, we hit 1 million. We're on 2 million now. 2 million views. But yeah, within the first, I'm lying, it wasn't even a week. It may have been 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days.
5 days. And but followers just.
That was a fun experience, just to see people, trying to duplicate the videos that we were doing. So everything funny. That we did, it's a dual account, so we were doing everything together, which was fun. It allowed me to engage and interact and play with my wife, which I always enjoyed doing. We had a bunch of fun doing that. A little frustrating because Roxy's such a good dancer and she can do choreographed movements like
you a good dancer
with
too.
Quickness. I have rhythm, but and I was an athlete, so it's even more frustrating that trying to catch the steps. I felt like I had 2 left feet sometimes, and
I think I'm good at copying. That's why I'm just good at copying.
You're really good. Yeah, you just see it and you're able to.
And just like if I was to write something, if I see what I'm gonna write, the chances of me remembering it is probably 100 times more. I don't know where that comes from. But anyways.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun, experiencing, going viral or just the interacting with.
The funny thing, however, is that song that was playing when we did our TikTok dance that we went viral to is something that Nico chose. He told me that.
Oh, I taught you the dance.
You taught me the dance. Yeah. And you chose the song, so. Or at least.
Yeah, I did.
We jumped on the trend.
Yeah, the bandwagon.
Yeah.
We saw a bunch of people doing the same song, and I found one that I liked, and something that was within my realm of
comfort.
Yeah, my dance moves.
So, okay, if you were to give it 5 positives that have come out of this stay-at-home order for you, let's say 5, or like maybe 5 or 6, 1 for each month, because we know about the not so good things and the struggles.
I think time to sit down and really focus and work on the creative aspect when you're juggling the creative and regular work. Sometimes or whatever you do to put food on the table, it takes preference and can make it extremely difficult to really sit down with the creative. So the fact that I was able to spend this much time really focusing on it just goes to show you how much progress you can make just by having the time, just by putting the time into doing that. So time to create. Time to create.
What are the others?
Having time with you. Just being able to
binge watch,
enjoy your company, creating fun videos. Netflix and chill. Obviously, I don't know how many Netflix series we watched.
Do not ask
It's like crack, people. Netflix, shame on you.
Yeah, don't
rolling out whole series like that.
Don't do it. That's why I stay away. I'm about to just say something, but I don't want to interrupt your flow. So give us the rest.
I'll
hold on to it.
The home workouts. A little monumental for me because I've never been able to work out at home.
Why?
Distractions. I've always been the type where I need to be at a gym. Like if I'm home, I'm just not going to be productive. I'm not going to get it done. So the fact that I was able to resume my fitness regimen at home, doing the workouts with you, incorporating fitness for Yasmin, who's not too happy about it, but we're starting to see the progress.
Yeah, it's it.
The progress with that. So Yasmin, getting her involved with the fitness, I think is a positive, just because it's for your health. This is a healthy household. We love sweets and we love to enjoy the luxuries of life, but we also understand the importance of nutrition and having good cardiovascular strength. So I just want to implement those ideologies with our daughter, and this downtime was the first time where I really started to see it kind of come to play. And I'll have to think for the other ones, but you can, if you can go ahead.
Putting myself in less comfortable situations when it comes to the creative side of things, because even though I do consider myself a creative, I feel like I can make something out of nothing. Just having to learn the entire process behind editing and the entire process behind all the various forms of marketing that people actually make use of, aside from just your regular Instagram post on your feed or your Instagram story. But if you're thinking of marketing across all platforms, your thumbnails, your stories, your feed, your Facebook, your headers, your email marketing, creating email databases, everything. I feel like I'm self-taught now. In the past few months, I've been able to watch a lot of YouTube videos, voice note a lot of friends that have been doing this for the longest time. And I'm really proud of how much I've been able to do. So I have completely upped my creative skill sets, and that is something that I never thought I would be doing at the beginning of this year. being able to see this in its infancy to where it is now. We're wrapping up with season 1, which is surreal. I say that word often, but that's really how I feel about it. I am optimistic about what is going to happen once, this season's done. You have to let it simmer and see what the response is, and then give people a chance to consume. And if some people are going to end up listening to this podcast, in succession, or watching these episodes, binge watching the episodes, and then opportunities are going to come. So we are actually getting ready for what's coming at the same time that we're rolling these out. So I'm really proud of the fact that we are YouTubers now.
We join the party.
We are podcasters now.
Hey!
Couples who podcast. That's the hashtag that I started using.
Couples who podcast.
Yeah.
Got it.
We even took on the role of TikTokers. Even though that was, I don't want to say it was short-lived, but we did that. What was the other one? Connecting, being able to have more family time, which was usually just saved for a Friday night or Saturday night. But now, it's summertime, so we are spending time not only doing our movie marathons, but also way more at the beach, boogie boarding.
Oh, yeah.
In the ocean.
I'm a pro at the boogie board.
That's a bit of a reach. We definitely have to share some videos of that, though. We love being at the beach.
Right. And as
beach babes,
as we wrap this season finale of the first season for you guys and gals, I just want to say it's a little ironic and kind of the silver lining to our story, going the distance, everything that we've shared with you, that we've overcame, and the obstacles that we were faced with really prepared us for this pandemic that we're encountering right now.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to say to you, my lovely wife, one of the things that I was certain of, and it is kind of proof in the pudding with the circumstances that we're in, that with all the roadblocks and all the heartache and the frustrations and the hurdles that we had to jump over to get us together and under the same roof, made our union and our relationship so strong. And I just want to tell you that I love you and thank you for going on this journey with me. And I am certain that no matter what this world throws at us, that we have built and continue to build the skills necessary to slap this world in the face.
God, don't make me cry. Why are you doing that? Don't make me cry, Bobby man. Not in front of the people. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you and I love you. And there's nobody else I would rather do this with. This crazy ride. You're making me emotional. And I have my face done. Stop. Okay, I think we're done now.
So guys, that's a wrap. We want to thank you so much for tuning in to Going the Distance with NikoRox. We truly hope that you've enjoyed our journey and our story. We hope it's moved you. It's given you some optimism, if that's that's the right word.
That's what
for you to embark on something similar, or give you the encouragement to find love, even if there's some distance between you.
Even if there's plenty, like thousands of miles worth of distance between.
If it's worth it, you strap it up and you
tighten
go
up
after
the bootstraps.
Exactly. Share, subscribe, pass along to your friends if this wasn't your cup of tea, but why wouldn't it be?
I mean, stop.
Until next time on season 2, we love you. We appreciate you. Peace and love.
Bye. Yo, you terrible?
You terrible?
No, you.
How else am I supposed to wrap up the season?
By making me cry.
I just gotta bring it all in.
Yo.
It's real life here.
I know.
And to you, our lovely subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in. Our ride or dies, the ones that have been from episode 1
since day 1.
Our day oneers.
Circa 2015.
Yeah.
That squad.
Yeah, that squad.
We see you.
Yeah, we see you. we ride with you, and we just want to say thank you so much for your support and for, passing it on to your friends. Share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
All of it.
Until the next time, we will see you soon.
What do they say on Bad Boys?
We ride together.
We die together. What's the next line gonna be? Because we're not bad boys.
Marriage for life.
We
ride together. We die together. Marriage for life. Until next time, guys. Peace and love.